hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainers? So time come tell with another video. So in this video, we talking Ice Spice and her getting attacked out in that Mickey D's. You already know what to do. Make sure I hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I don't know about y'all, but when I saw that video, it irritated me to no end. Because one thing I hate is like somebody that's not bothering anybody getting messed with, or somebody having to fight their own battles while other people are there and are alone or getting cornered. So this situation started with her in McDonald's, Ice Spice, and she's sitting with a friend, aka Little White Girl. Okay, so she's sitting with the Little White Girl. Next thing you know, this fan walks up. And this fan walks up and literally tries to shake her butt near the Little White Girl. So the Little White Girl didn't look like she was really having it. She kind of looked at her crazy, and Ice Spice goes, "Oh, that's what you do? That's what you do is you shake butt? You shake butt? That's what you do?" Mind you, here's the thing, and this video is gonna go into so many layers. This is why, and this story is why certain celebrities or people that are influencers and stuff, that's why they act bougie in the way that they do, because of situations like this. They're scared they're gonna end up in a situation like this because this could have ended up really, really badly. For it to have spilled over outside in the middle of the streets, like Ice Spice is an alley cat, she could have got ran over, she could have got shanked, she could have got popped. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It could have really ended deadly and it could have ended bad for her. So she comes over there, she tries to pop my butt, pop my butt. Okay. And Ice Spice like, "That's what you do, shake ass? That's what you do, shake ass?" Yeah. She's like, "Yeah, I do." She's like, "Okay, then shake ass over there. Shake ass over there." She doesn't even walk over there, introduce herself, be like, "Hi, I'm such a big fan." None of that. All we see her going over there is trying to be funny. Of course, she probably knew who Ice Spice was. And to me, it looked like she was trying to be a clout chaser, trying to get a moment. She then walks up to Ice Spice and starts saying, "Where you from, though? Where you from?" And then she says, "Dead homies."
And it saddens me, Kelly.
That's when I know this was the ultimate clout chaser. She says, "Dead homies," asks her where she's from. And then she's like, "Where you from, Chirac? Do I look like Chirac?" Next thing you know, they start going at it. She then pops Ice Spice in the face, shablam. And then it starts going from outside. Now, this guy that you see here then starts to grab her to make sure that the fight doesn't continue, starts to grab her outside. He snatches her up while, once again, the Little White Girl isn't really doing much. She's sort of standing there and just watching. Next thing you know, Ice Spice, though, she no pussy. She tries to get into a fight with the girl, and then the girl ends up pushing the friend to the floor. Shabow. She stands there on her knees, and then it then carries on outside. First of all, Ice Spice, you need to cut off the Little White Girl. Let's start off there. That girl's not your friend. Not only did it didn't even look like she tried to even escalate the situation, one, she didn't jump in. So that's let's start there. And two, it didn't even look like she escalated or tried to check up on you to see if you was really okay, like after everything kind of went down. So that's not somebody you should be friends with to begin with. And not only that, it is interesting how if you were with other people, you would probably not be in that situation, and that person could have popped off before you even had the chance to do so. I do not get celebrities in this day and age sitting in public or being in public areas without having at least one security guards. I don't care what nobody says. I know we're in an inflation right now, but securities are not that expensive, especially if they're getting paid on an hourly basis. If not as TV could afford to have a plethora of a hood security guards in their house filming for hours upon hours for over several days, Ice Spice could surely afford a security guard, maybe for a few hours to eat out. There was no reason she should have been in that McDonald's by herself in that middle of that night eating. I don't care what nobody says. I know some people are like, "Oh, it was late, it was about to close." No, she should have had somebody there with her, a man preferably with her. This would have never happened at all. And I feel like celebrities, if you're not going to have security with you, you need to have a weapon of your choice. Not gonna lie, if Ice Spice had popped her and had her doing the moonwalk, I wouldn't be mad at her. That's the only way y'all gonna learn to stop playing with people. It's all fun and games and stuff on the internet, but some people take it a step further. Y'all playing with people in person and getting in people's faces and trying to be funny, the pranking and all that. No, some people do not play around. It did happen in LA. I feel like if this were in another state and if it was somebody else, not Ice Spice, this would have ended up completely different, especially in Florida. we pop and ask questions later. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if that happened to her, I wouldn't even feel sad or bad for her because people need to learn that not everything is a joke. They then go outside. She starts arguing with her friends, the girlfriends, which include niggas, right? They start arguing with the nigga. She's just like, you're 120 pounds, bro, because the dude is coming at her at this point. She's like, you a bitch on my mom. That part had me cracking up. I'm not gonna lie. When she said on my mom, that had me laughing. They start to go outside, and then it spills over into the street. We done seen literally a news report before where two girls fighting in the street, and a car runs them over because they didn't see them and it was dark. Once again, this could have ended up really badly. They start squabbling outside and a nigga jumps in. Now, this is why I said in the beginning of this video, I wouldn't have felt bad if she had the girl got popped because it's like, now y'all doing a little bit way too much because now niggas jumping in. She's by herself. That little white girl, she's really like a ghost. She's not really doing much, not helping or nothing. This could have ended up really badly, okay? Now, after this happens, the girl ends up going online and giving her side of the story. Why she did this to me makes no sense because the audio is audible in the TMZ video with them in McDonald's. And you could hear clearly what each other is saying. So she tries to make it seem like Ice Spice was being disrespectful to her, and that's why she did what she did. Ice Spice is better than me because one, she would have got popped. And then two, she needs to sue the living pants out of that girl. The case I would build against that girl, oh my God. I would say she's a gang affiliate. She tried to initiate me. She asked me where I'm from. Because y'all got to understand, Ice Spice isn't a regular person. This is a celebrity. So it's like she shouldn't even be in a situation like this. I would have said she a gang affiliate. She tried to initiate me. She caused psychological damage. The white girl I would have cut off, but I would have said she has psychological damage as well, which caused a friend in our relationship. I would have taken it to hell. Mind you, the girl looks very young, so you can tell is what I call she has the not as TV Zeus mindset, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit.
So then one of my friends, she comes out and she was like, oh, I think that's Ice Spice over there. And I'm like, oh, for real? So I go up to them and I'm giving her and the other girl she was with compliment. And then immediately.
Once again, you can hear the audio. None of that was said whatsoever in that whole interaction between them. She was asking about shaking ass. It didn't even look like she introduced herself to Ice Spice.
Ice Spice was just being rude. She was like, why are you over here? You could leave. Bye. And I'm like, why are you being rude pretty much? And she was basically saying like, you could just leave. Bye. Like, I don't even know why you're at my table. Then that's when I proceed to ask her, like, you don't got to be rude. I'm just giving you guys a compliment. And I'm like, you know what? Where are you from? She said, I'm from New York. So I said, let me tell you something. I don't care where you're from. I'm like, you in LA, you in my city now. You can't be out here disrespecting people. Like, if you wanted us to leave, you could have just politely said, oh, I'm not in the mood or something, right? Instead of just yelling at me. So she kept going on. Then she calls me a bitch. So after she calls me a bitch, I hit her. So I hit her. And then so I got escorted out to McDonald's. And then so after they escorted me, I'm like by my car and I hear
by escorted, a nigga dragged her out.
Ice Spice in the middle of the street talking about some, where is that bitch at? I want to fight her with you, woo woo. So I come back down the street and then that's when me and her fought again. And then she just kept talking a whole lot of mess.
This must have been recorded before the video because there's no way that video leaked, she saw it, and then still had this story to tell. Let's get back to the Zeus and not STV mentality. I feel like, and I'm a part of the problem because I do cover those networks. So this is an accountability moment for me too. Those networks and these shows that are coming out, because they're not just those two networks, there's other networks as well. They're putting in a mindset of these young girls and niggas that the way to get famous and the way to get popular and the way to get rich is to have a viral moment, which 9 times out of 10 includes violence. And then you're going to be rich and famous and your life is going to change overnight. That is 9 times out of 10 probably not going to fucking happen. And it needs to stop because that's the only way I feel like people of that generation, because now I'm an old nigga, feel like they could get on. They feel like they have to go on these shows. They have to do this. They have to do that. They have to go on these TikTok battles, cuss each other out. That's the only way they're going to be known. That's the only way they're going to be relevant. If you're not doing any of that, you're lame. You don't matter. You're irrelevant. What they don't realize is all of that soon is going to die down. Just at one point, BGC and Love and Hip Hop was on its high. BGC no longer exists. Love and Hip Hop is slowly but surely about to get canceled. Soon will this era of what I call the baddie shot o'clock, do your big one era, that is going to die down soon. And then when that all dies down, what are you guys going to have left for yourself? Nothing. So I feel like that's the bigger problem in all of this is we're seeing all of this content being pushed out, which once again, I'm a big part of it. I'm a big part of it. I'm a big part of the blame because I'm one of the people helping the machine. In my defense, I only do it because it's what's trending now. And that's not the only thing I cover on this channel. No shade. And I have other channels. Make sure y'all subscribe. But yeah, anyways, that's why I feel like she would have done something like this because that's the era right now that we're bringing in. And that's furthermore, too, this is why I did not agree with this whole situation going on. Segue onto baddies. They're letting outsiders come in as cast members. They're casting outsiders and all this stuff. What is that showing these type of kids really? Oh, if I do this, if I do that, if I go viral, I may be able to get casted on the show. I may be able to get this opportunity or that. But try something like this on the right person, you're going to end up on a shirt, straight up. Not everybody's playing with you and not everybody fist fights. I'm just saying. So, like, you might end up finding out the hard way. So, as much as some people are laughing and kicking about it, it's really not funny in the grand scheme of things because it really could have ended up, like, really bad. Now, somebody else who had their commentary on this is Cleo. If y'all don't know, Cleo and Spice was at one point very close Cookie Crush girlfriends. She replied back to numerous of tweets of people saying that she would have jumped in for her had she been with her in that Mickey D's. All right, so she tweeted in a reply for someone saying, no, cuz you would have jumped in for her. She said, it's just that simple. And she said she got real friends and I was the fake one. Okay. Anyways, like I said, someone ran for cover. Okay. And it said ran for cover. And she said she not shading Ice. She's literally saying her friend should have been fighting for Ice. Read the thread before judging her. She said, please, these MF LOL, they don't know the half. No, do they care to? And someone said Cleopatra would tour the spot with her. See, be nice to your friends. Said LOL, hello. And then someone tweeted, girl, and then the laughing emoji, she said, because that white one just sitting there like, please, ain't that your friend? Okay, white girl, little girl, bad bitch with the kiss. Please come into my world, Dominus, let it beach. Okay, they say you still upset about a mup chicken salad. Mind you, a man put his hands on her and she was attacked by a drunkard. You need to let it go. Like it's been 2 years. Every time she got something going on your mouth, get to watering, please. She said all this because I quoted my drop. Get a life. Okay. Do I feel like Chloe should have Cleo should have joked about this or said anything about it? No, because it still shows that you're bothered. And if you're truly over y'all falling out, which I don't think Cleo is, I think she still feels away. And that video triggered the hell out of her because she was thinking, I wish I was in that position so I could whoop that girl's ass for you to show you that I really ride for you and I was actually your true friend. And I think that's what she really was feeling from that video. But I wouldn't have tweeted about it if I was her because I would have just paid you dust and laughed about it behind the scenes. Spice, though, you need to get black friends. You need to get better friends at that. Okay. Let me know what y'all think down below about this whole situation. Should she prosecute her to the fullest extent? Heck yes. That's the only way that people are going to learn to not do stuff like this, is to prosecute her to the fullest extent. I'm talking like DL Whisperer style. Like, make sure that hoe don't ever get out. Straight up. Because that's the only way people gonna learn to stop messing with you, is to get them like hardcore. Okay. And once again, do you guys think this whole baddies and this reality TV era is what's causing people to do stuff like this? Because I feel like it has a big part of it. Okay. Let me know what y'all think. And we're babies.